Who am I? Who am I? Do you get it? Who do you think I am, guys? Is this good? Oh, another touchdown against us? Oh. Should I show emotion? Should I talk to somebody? No. Maybe I'll just stand here a little bit longer. Just wonder when I'm going to get fired. Do you know who I am? Do you guys know who I am? Do you? Well, this is a guy that stood here for about 4 quarters like this and didn't do a damn thing. Did nothing. Sat there and watched his team get shredded again. Well, woo! What's going on, guys? Orm Swarm coming at you guys today with the aftermath. I did it a little early. If you didn't know who I was there a couple of seconds ago, I was Matt Patricia. That's who I was. I usually don't like doing these videos on a Sunday because usually I'm a little bit too emotional, a little too riled up after a win, after a loss. Doesn't really matter. Things might be said that I don't really mean, but this one had to be done. I'm over this, guys. I'm over this team. I'm over everything about this team. I'm over everything top to bottom. I'm even getting sick and tired of the offense. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna look at a couple things. We're gonna talk about a few things. First, we're gonna talk about Stafford. Stafford, Breeze. We'll go down the line like I've been doing. Stafford or Breeze. Stafford was 17 for 31, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a bad pick. Took 3 sacks on the day. Completion percentage was about 55%. Completion percentage was a terrible, terrible clip. Did not have a good day. He threw 3 touchdowns, but that negated. He was missing guys today. He was not good. He had a really bad interception. Took at least 1 or 2 bad sacks, I would say. 1 for sure. He took 3 on the day. 1 was really bad, maybe 2, but he took 3 on the day. He was bad. He was just a bad. Then Breeze went 19 for 25, 74% completion percentage. Only 246 yards and 2 touchdowns. He even threw a pick on his first pass attempt. So, and he actually got sacked twice. We actually sacked somebody twice. So, write that down because that's brand new. That's brand new. So, those guys, Stafford wasn't good. Breeze didn't really need to be good. His completion percentage was phenomenal. He was just consistent. He was okay. He didn't need to be great. 246 yards. That's an average day for Drew Brees. That's not even average. You know what I mean? That's below average. So he just did what he was supposed to do, and they won the game. The score was a score 35-29 Saints. 35-29 Saints, I believe, was the final score. I predicted 34-27 Saints, so I was pretty close. But whatever, man. And then our running game couldn't get going. AP was a lead guy. 11 carries for 36 yards and a touchdown at a 3.3 average. And Swift was at 4 carries for 22 yards at a 5.5% clip. He should have been getting the ball a little bit more today, but whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I'm done with it. Kerryon Johnson, three carries for 9 yards out of three yards per carry. He didn't do much. 90 yards total on the ground, guys. Stafford might have had a couple yards, but it was basically about 90 yards. Kamara went for the Saints, went 19 for 83 and a touchdown out of 4.4 yards per carry. And then Latavius Murray had a really good day. He went 14 carries for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns at a 4.6. He had a nice day. He had a really nice day. We couldn't stop the run. We can't stop anything, so our defense can't stop anything. But on to the wide receivers. Galladay, four catches for 62 yards and a touchdown on 8 targets. Amendola went 2 catches for 57 yards on 3 targets. Jesse James 1 for 31 on 2 targets. Swift went 4 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown on 4 targets. So he caught everything that was thrown his way pretty much. Hawkinson went 2 for 9 and a touchdown on 4 targets, which I don't understand because the Saints cannot cover tight ends, and they barely even tried to get the tight ends involved. This team is just clueless, eh? It's clueless when it comes to football. I just don't understand. It's just nuts. I don't understand how you don't look. Like, does this team not look at other games that the Saints played and watch teams use their tight ends against them? Do they? Or do they not? Because I don't get it. We have a good tight end. Hawkinson, he is good. He is a good tight end. They can't cover tight ends. They're horrible against tight ends, and they just barely even used them. So, I don't understand it, man. I don't understand how a guy like Hawkinson has 2 catches for 9 yards. He gets a touchdown, though. But it was like a 1-yard touchdown, but whatever. And Marvin Jones was 1 for 9. 1 catch for 9 yards on 2 targets. Can someone tell me where Marvin Jones is, too? Has anybody seen him? Is he even around? Does he even play on this team? Because I'd like to know. I really like to know because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of him. You know what I mean? Should we start putting his face on milk cartons? Making posters? Where's Marvin Jones? You know what I mean? Because he hasn't shown up once in 4 weeks. Not once. He had a touchdown the other day. Last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago against Green Bay, but he didn't do anything. Like he had like 4 catches for 23 yards or something like that. Something pathetic like that. Where is he? He's on a contract year too. So who wants to sign him? I can't wait for him to be gone too. Bye-bye. And then we had guys like Kambinda and Agnew and Kerryon Johnson with 1 catch each. There's nothing to really talk about. Even with the Saints, man. Emmanuel Sanders had a decent day. 6 catches for 93 yards for the Saints. No touchdowns. Traquan Smith, 4 for 54 and 2 touchdowns. So he had a solid day. The Kamara, we kept him in check somehow. Because Saints didn't even need him. He only caught 3 balls for 36 yards. No scores. So I just don't. It was one of those. It was a weird game. Murray, then Callaway, Harris, Hill, Josh Hill, and Michael Burton, false positive COVID guy, all had a catch each too. So for the Saints, and then on to the defense, guys. On to the defense. I'll start off with us. Jamie Collins had 7 tackles. Christian Jones 6 tackles. Ragland had 4 tackles and a sack. Harmon had 4 tackles. Walker had 4 tackles. Romeo Akwara is pretty much the only one who I thought showed up today to play. He played pretty decent. Created some pressure. Had a sack. 3 tackles, a sack, and some pressure. Trufant, 3 tackles. He sucks, by the way. He wasn't ready to come back, I don't think. He looked like he was struggling. I think he even left the game hurt. Flowers, 3 tackles. He's been a complete disappointment, man. He's getting paid top 5 defensive end money, and he is garbage. He is plain garbage. I'm sorry, he is. Then Danny Shelton had 3 tackles, a couple assists. He did have a blocked pass that turned into an interception. Then Okuda, 3 tackles, 2 assists. He didn't really do too much. He looked like he kind of regressed this week, but it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't like he was too terrible, but he didn't look great out there. He made a really nice play on a run play. He reads the run really well. He does that well. Darryl Roberts had the lone interception that was deflected from Shelton. 164 yards rushing against this defense. This defense can't stop anybody, rushing or passing. It's pick your poison. Whatever's working, just stick with it. Saints were smart. You know what I mean? They did what they were supposed to do, and they just exposed us. Now the Saints D, man, there's not really much to talk about either. They had like 3 sacks. Cameron Jordan finally got his first sack of the year against the Lions. I kind of knew it would happen because he hasn't done anything all year. So then Hendrickson, their other defensive end, had a sack. Then Onyemata had a sack. Patrick Robinson, who had 4 tackles, and he had that pick in the end zone. He was covering Hawkinson. Stafford never should have threw it. It was a terrible throw. It was his worst throw of the game, I thought. He had a couple bad ones though. He had a couple bad ones. He did not have a good day. It was just a bad team loss, and this coaching staff just sucks, man. They suck. They absolutely suck. There's nothing good about them. They're emotionless, just like I was doing at that beginning of that video. I was trying to be funny, but I was just, I'm just trying to work my way through it, man. It's just, he sits on the sidelines, Patricia, and he doesn't talk to nobody, and he stays in the same position. I don't understand. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a team do this. Come out firing. They come out hot, scorching hot, and then go into a shell. And it's reflects off their coach. It's exactly what their coach is. But he's not even fired up. He's not even, I don't see, and there's no emotion from this man. There's nothing from this guy. Nothing. He's a putz. He's not a good head coach. And he's not even a good coordinator. He's overrated. He was overrated. How he was in New England for 14 years is beyond me. But, when you have the best coach in the world in Bill Belichick, and you got the best quarterback at the time in the world, Tom Brady, who's lighting it up in Tampa Bay, by the way, you succeed. You don't even have to be good. You don't even have to be good. And then you can get a head coaching job. You know where you come? You come here. You come to us. You come to us and you become an absolute failure. He is a failure beyond words. It's insane. I've never seen, like I said, I've never seen a coach not communicate with his coaches or players. Ever. He doesn't do it. He does it it's very rare. You'll see him do it, but it's rare that he'll do it. I think he even did it last week when they won the game, and it looked like the D linemen were actually laughing at him. It did. There's clips of the game last week on Sights and Sounds. I think they have the NFL, whatever it was, and they had Patricia on the sideline talking up his D-line or talking up his defensive, whoever he's talking to, and it looked like it was Jamie Collins, maybe Trey Flowers, a couple other guys, and it looked like they were pretty much laughing at him while he was talking to them. But I could just be like, no, I'm not making up stuff, but I'm just, it is what it is. This team is brutal. There's no emotion. Nobody's inspired. Nobody looks like they want to be there. There's something comes out about Stafford after the game that he looked like he didn't want to be out there. Some guy calls him out. Some Justin Rogers, I think it was, the guy from a beat writer for Detroit, like just ripping on Stafford. Like 5 straight possessions, the Saints scored touchdowns. 5 straight. They put 35 points on the board, man. 35 points on the board. Boom, 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 boom. Just like that, man. And our offense isn't getting off scot-free either. We had the opportunity to put, I don't want to say a dagger, because that's a dagger time slogan or whatever the hell that they're calling this, needs to be put to bed. Because, well, it is put to bed because this team's a joke. But that they absolutely put a fork in us. And then who wants to go out there and play like that? Who does? It's just pathetic. There's nothing good about it. I have nothing. There's nobody that I can even talk that was good today. DeAndre Swift, he gets looks, he gets carries. He gets looks, he gets yards, he gets things done. He gets in the end zone. He gains chunks. You got to get him more involved. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Throw the ball more to Kenny Galladay. Use Hawkinson more. Their defense, there's nobody. Romeo Aqua's played well the last couple of weeks, I guess. That's it. Jamie Collins, okay. You know what I mean? If Jamie Collins doesn't make an interception or sack somebody, you don't really hear nothing from him. The guy, you just don't. I'm done. I'm done with these losers, man. I'm done. I can't do it anymore, man, with these guys. I really, really can't. I really can't. It's just, it's exhausting. I don't know what to say. I want to wake up in the morning. Please fire Matt Patricia, Sheila. If you have any type of dignity, she has to fire this guy. And she's got to take Bob Quinn with them. She's got to say, you got to go too. Or he'll probably stick around, I guess until the end of the year. But I don't think you'd really fire the GM and head coach. I don't know how that goes. They both got to go, though. And I kind of feel for Bob, man. I kind of feel for Bob Quinn because I don't think it's all his fault. I really don't. I really think he's brought in talent here. He's brought in talent. Has he brought in Super Bowl talent? Well, I guess you can say Super Bowl talent because he's brought in players that have been to Super Bowls. But Matt Patricia is destroying this team. This defense is... They gave up over 410 yards again. And that's when the Saints kind of let up too. They probably could have put over 500 plus easily on this team. And then the offense, you didn't do nothing. You didn't even get 300 yards total. It's horrible. I don't care about Stafford's 3 touchdowns because they mean nothing. This was a bad game by him. He had a bad game. 54% completion. That's horrible. That's awful. That's absolutely garbage. So, this is the aftermath, guys. This is what it is. I never bought into it last week. I told you I wasn't going to buy in. I wanted to see it again. I didn't see it. Now they're going into the bye week 1-3. Now they're going to the bye in 1-3. Say goodbye to the playoffs. Say goodbye. I was never even thinking playoffs, but whoever was, if you were, read my lips really closely. We're not going to the playoffs. I'm sorry, guys. We're not. I hope none of you guys really thought we were, man. I really don't. This team is a joke. And if Sheila had any kind of dignity, any kind of gonads, she would get rid of him tonight, tomorrow morning. They won't though. I'm waking up. They're going to be good. Matt Patricia even had the balls to say, when I came here, I had a lot of work to do. And we still have a lot of work to do. What? They were 9-7 when you came here, man. 9-7. You were just on the brink. You're on the brink of having a really good team. Caldwell probably never should have even been fired. But your best friend, Bob Quinn, needed to bring you in here. That's what it was. And you've been awful. You've won 10 games in 3 years. 10. You're 10, 20, 10, 25, and 1? Whatever you are. You're pathetic. You're terrible. It's time to go. It's time to clean house from the top to the bottom. And I'm talking Stafford, all of them. The only guys you keep is the guys that you signed to multi-year deals that you can't get rid of. So it'd be tough to get rid of Stafford, but you got to try to find a way to trade him. You got to get him out of here. You do. And I love Stafford, but you have to find a way. You got to get him out of here. You got to keep Decker. You just signed him. He's a good tackle. He's a really good tackle. You keep Ragnow, obviously. You keep Jonah Jackson. You keep all the guys you drafted within the last 3 years. Okay? You keep some of the guys on defense, I guess. You have to. Tracy Walker, I still think he could be good, even though he's been a major disappointment this year. You got to get rid of guys like Jared Davis. I like Ragland, but I don't even know. I think he's on a 2-year deal. There's a lot of guys. You got to keep Akuda. You got to keep Oruwariye. You got to keep those kind of guys. Harmon can go. See ya. Will Harris, you can go to, even though you're young. They just got a clean house. They got a clean house from top to bottom. I can't take it anymore. I can't take these guys anymore. I can't take this regime. I can't take watching this defense, this 3-3-5. It's pathetic. It's such a gross defense. It doesn't work. You got 3 D linemen, and 3 of them aren't good enough to rush the passer. Breeze had all day to throw, and he didn't even have to even do anything big. He didn't even have to be Breeze. He didn't have to be him. He didn't have to do nothing. And then Kamara, he was nice. He was nice on the ground. Had a touchdown, 80-something yards, a couple catches. He was nothing too today. He wasn't big. You know what I mean? Nobody was really big. They had a couple touchdowns from Smith and Latavius Murray, but they were like short touchdowns. Red zone touchdowns, and then the Murray touchdowns were like 1-yard plunges, 2 of them. So, you know what I mean? It was just this ugly game. Like ugly team, ugly everything, top to bottom, coaching, offense, defense, special teams was nothing. I don't think Prater even attempted a field goal today. Like, if he did, he might have. I don't even know, man. It was so bad. It was just gross to watch. I'm sick of these guys, man. I'm sick of this regime. I'm done with his schemes. I'm done with everything in this team. Get rid of them all. They all got to go. They have to find a way to gut this team. That's all I got, guys. That's all I really have, man. It's disappointing. I didn't think we were going to win today, though, so it's not even that I'm upset about the win, or upset about the loss, because I didn't think we were going to win. It's just the way they played. And then people are going to say 35-29. Well, we kind of came back. Yeah, we did a little bit. They made a little bit of a run in the fourth, but that's when the Saints let up. They let up. They let up, man. Defense made a couple big stops at the end. Stafford, they came through, scored a touchdown. Scored a couple touchdowns late. Peterson got in there on a pass interference. So they got to the 1-yard line, 2-yard line, and he bowled over some guy. Bowled over, forget who it was. He bowled over like a safety or something, or a linebacker. But they're just not. It was not a fun game to watch today. Now they're going into the bye week, thinking they're just pathetic. I don't know, man. And then just Patricia's comments. I can't get over the comments. I can't get over his comments, man. I had a lot of work I had a lot of work to do when I came here. No, you didn't. You didn't have a lot of work to do unless you're talking about your work is gutting the whole team and destroying it, because that's what you did. Because they were on the brink of being a good football team. They just went to the playoffs the year before. Then they won 9 games, and then Caldwell got fired. Then you came in, Matt, and you destroyed this football team. Like I said before, I've compared him. I'm calling him Matt Millen 2.0, because that's what he is. He's literally Matt Millen. He's destroying this team. He is setting this team back again, because now when you rebuild, and you're going to have to fire this guy, you're gutting the team. Again, you're gutting the team, because you got guys that don't, unless these guys can play different systems, and I'm sure they can, but there's, they got brought in for a reason. They got brought in for a reason, and you have to gut the team now. Now the next coach has got to bring his guys in. It's going to be another process. There's going to be a long process again. So I'm disappointed, guys. I'm disappointed. I'm rambling. I don't care. I barely rolled any notes for this. I just did some, you know what I mean? I'm just doing what I'm doing. I usually wait a day for the aftermath. I wanted to get this done. That's how I feel right there. There's Matt, if you didn't notice. Matt's on his head. Matt's on his head because he had a bad game today, and he got bopped around too. He was off, man. He was off. The Hulk's pissed. This guy's the only happy guy in the whole bunch. You know what I mean? So, anyways, guys, thanks for listening, man. Thanks for hearing me vent. I'm gonna try to go live solo tomorrow. Probably not gonna go Tuesday. I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I'll put something up on Facebook. I'll put up a little thing on Facebook saying what time and stuff like that. 'Cause I'm not sure what time yet because Tuesday I can't do it. But don't forget, guys, to subscribe to my video. It's on the right hand bottom corner. Boom, just hit it. Hit that notification bell. Hit that all button and like and comment. That's what it's all about. Negative, positive. We got a lot of negativity going on right now, and that's fine. But yeah, guys, I'll try to get back to you. It helps my channel tremendously. Thanks for listening, guys. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom.